7:13 a.m. Two police cruisers in my driveway, lights flashing, the lead cop's hand hovering near his belt like I'm some kind of threat. I'm holding a coffee mug with the Army Corps of Engineers logo, standing on property I bought 6 months ago, paid in full, deed in hand, and HOA President Deidre Kensington is 40 feet back, arms crossed, smirking behind designer sunglasses like she just won the lottery. For hours earlier, she'd called 911, told them there was a dangerous, possibly armed squatter refusing to leave. Classic swatting move, except I'm a 54-year-old veteran who just wanted to build a workshop in peace. What she didn't know: I had the one piece of paper that was about to flip her entire world upside down. My name's Garrett Holland, 54, divorced, 2 kids in college, 20 years in the Army Corps of Engineers before I started a civil engineering consultancy in Tulsa. 6 months ago, I bought 3.2 acres on the edge of Pinewood Estates subdivision. The plan was simple: build a workshop, convert the garage into a machine shop, have a place where my kids could visit. A 150-year-old oak tree dominates the front yard, its branches creaking like an old sailing ship. Here's the thing: when I bought this land, it was outside the Pinewood Estates HOA boundaries. I've got a 2018 survey proving it. The property line ends 200 feet east of my driveway. I made damn sure before signing because I've heard the horror stories. But 6 months ago, right when I closed, the HOA quietly filed paperwork with the county to correct boundaries, pulling my land into their jurisdiction without notice. No certified letter, no hearing, just bureaucratic theft. That's when I met Deidre Kensington, 49, real estate agent, HOA president for 18 months. Picture someone who wears pastel blazers like battle armor and says community standards the way cult leaders say divine will. She drives a white Lexus RX, vanity plate HOAQN. Stories circulate. Liens on homes for garden gnomes, fines for kids' chalk art, foreclosures over late fees. She's cold to the 3 black families in the neighborhood, dismissive of Ruben Cortez, my neighbor and retired Latino machinist. Week 1 after I moved in, I get a certified letter. $2,500 fine for an unapproved structure. My garage, which existed before their HOA claimed my land. I respond with my survey, deed, and legal opinion. I'm not in your HOA. Week 3, Deidre appears in person, clipboard and designer sunglasses, photographing my property, threatens a lien. Week 5, new letter, $5,000 plus $150 daily penalties, mentions foreclosure. I dealt with insurgents in Fallujah who negotiated in better faith. Ruben brought over beer that night. They're bleeding you dry, brother. That's the game. Make fighting so expensive you quit. I called Lucia Brennan, local attorney, sharp, early 40s. I'd helped her mother with a drainage issue for free. She owed me. Boundary annexation without notice, Lucia said. That's not just wrong, Garrett. That's fraud. Then there's Travis and Mallory Kent. Young couple already fighting $8,000 in fines for installing a swing set. I realize Deidre isn't just targeting me. She's running a scam on 127 families. So I ignored her letters. I was legally right. That's when she went nuclear. She filed a police report, claimed I was trespassing on HOA common area and that I'd verbally threatened her. Total lie. Which brings us to 7:13 a.m. 2 cops in my driveway while Deidre stood back smirking, waiting for me to get arrested. I stay calm, hands visible, coffee mug in one hand. Morning officers. I'm guessing Deidre Kensington called this in. Sergeant Pacheco nods. We got a report of trespassing. Your side. I grab my folder. Survey, deed, title insurance, email chain with Deidre, dash cam footage showing her on my property uninvited. I lay it all out on the hood of his cruiser. He takes his time, checks the survey against the county plat map on his phone. 5 minutes pass. Deidre's still 40 feet back, tension radiating. Finally, Pacheco looks up. Ma'am, this is a civil dispute, not criminal trespass. Mr. Holland has documentation showing his property boundary. You'll need to resolve this through the courts. Her mask cracks. She stalks forward, heels clicking. Excuse me. I pay your salary through my taxes. Pacheco cuts her off. Ma'am, I don't enforce HOA bylaws. If you believe he's in violation, hire a lawyer. She sputters, spins, marches to her Lexus, peels out. Pacheco hands me his card. Mr. Holland, off the record, document everything. I've seen HOAs pull this before. Protect yourself. I call Lucia. She picks up on the second ring. I explain what happened. Garrett, she just flirted with malicious prosecution. If she's willing to lie to police, she'll lie in court. I'm taking your case. Pro bono for now. Lucia sends a cease and desist to the HOA, demands they rescind all fines, warns further harassment means a lawsuit. She files a formal complaint with the county about the improper boundary amendment. Oklahoma law requires certified mail to affected landowners when boundaries change. I never got one. That makes the annexation void. Deidre's response comes fast. Emergency board meeting that afternoon. Her spin. This squatter is attacking our authority. If we back down, every homeowner will stop paying dues. The board votes to pursue all legal remedies. Translation. They're doubling down. 2 days later, Travis and Mallory Kent approach me at the hardware store. Garrett, we heard you got a lawyer. Can she help us too? Turns out 9 families are underwater on HOA fines. One elderly couple faces foreclosure over a $12,000 lien that started as $400 in late fees. That night, Ruben and I sit on my porch with beers. You know what Deidre's problem is? I say. She's got HOA president syndrome. Mall cop energy with a gavel and vengeance. Ruben snorts. Nah, man. She's got yacht club energy in a kiddie pool subdivision. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. A photo of my truck at Home Depot earlier. Caption. We're watching. I show Lucia. She tells me to install cameras immediately. Week 7. The HOA files a lawsuit in county court for declaratory judgment to enforce covenants. Their angle. Even if my land was outside original boundaries, the corrected plat map filed 6 months ago is legally binding. They've hired Conrad Trimble, a strip mall attorney. Lucia responds with a motion to dismiss plus counterclaim. Fraud, harassment, abuse of process. Discovery begins. She subpoenas HOA financial records, meeting minutes, everything. The corrected plat map was never properly noticed. Oklahoma law requires certified mail. I got nothing. The annexation is void. But Deidre doesn't care about legalities. She cares about crushing me. Harassment ramps up. HOA sends inspectors to photograph my property bi-weekly. I wake up to orange code violation stickers plastered everywhere. Ruben catches one inspector using my trash cans as a stepladder to photograph over my fence. Trespassing. I install 6 security cameras, upload everything to cloud storage, start logging every interaction. Lucia's paralegal finds $140,000 missing from HOA financials. Vague line items. Administrative fees, community enhancement consulting. Cross-reference meeting minutes. Deidre's LLC was paid $18,000 for property management services, but the HOA already pays a management company. This isn't petty tyranny. This is embezzlement. Mallory Kent hosts a secret meeting. 11 families show up with horror stories. One couple fined $3,000 for solar panels, which Oklahoma law explicitly protects. An elderly widower threatened with foreclosure over $400 that ballooned to $6,000.
Il propose à coalition.
Lucia says, I can work with this. Deidre hears about the meeting. Emergency vote. Anyone organizing against the HOA gets special assessment fees of $1,000 per month. Extortion dressed as parliamentary procedure. Late one night, my doorbell camera captures someone spray painting "deadbeat" across my garage door. Footage shows a white Lexus RX in the background. I send clips to Lucia and Sergeant Pacheco. I file a report, upgrade to 24/7 monitoring. My daughter texts, Dad, are you okay? Mom says you're in some legal thing. I downplay it, but internally I'm furious. Then Lucia calls. Garrett, I've been digging into property transactions in Pinewood Estates. You need to see this. She sends a spreadsheet. 3 properties foreclosed by the HOA in 2 years were bought at auction by Deidre's LLC and board members' family trusts. Purchase prices 40 to 50% below market. Patterns clear. Family gets fined. Can't pay. Foreclosure. Insiders buy cheap. Flip for profit. This isn't just embezzlement. This is a predatory scheme, possibly racketeering. Lucia files an amended counterclaim adding federal RICO allegations. Contacts Oklahoma Real Estate Commission. Deidre's license could be revoked. Lucia, we go public. I say. Civil court drags for years. Media pressure works fast. Mallory volunteers. I'm a freelance journalist. Let me pitch the Tulsa Gazette. Deidre hears we found the foreclosure pattern. Emergency meeting. Motion to settle. Drop all fines, remove lien if I sign an NDA and release claims. Trimble delivers via Zoom. Your client should take this. Discovery gets ugly for everyone. I laugh. Tell Deidre I don't negotiate with con artists. See you in court. Settlement offers mean she's scared. Then I receive a notice from a title company. Notice of foreclosure sale. Pinewood Estates HOA common property. The HOA itself is being foreclosed on by a bank holding a $1.2 million construction loan from 2019. Payments haven't been made in 18 months. Auction in 30 days. My engineer brain lights up. If the HOA loses its common property, what happens to its legal standing? I call Lucia. I just figured out how to buy the HOA. The HOA places a lien on my property even though the annexation's contested. Trimble argues it's standard procedure. The judge allows it temporarily. My equity is frozen. Deidre's playing financial hostage taker. She launches a whisper campaign, tells neighbors I'm a troublemaker, posts on Facebook. Reminder, unpaid dues and fines are every member's responsibility. Freeloaders hurt us all. 3 neighbors who used to wave now cross the street. I pull county records on every Pinewood Estates property transaction for 5 years. Cross-reference dates, buyers, prices. There it is. 3 foreclosed properties bought at auction by Deidre's LLC and board members' family trusts. Prices 40 to 50% below market. Profit margins between $80,000 and $120,000 per property. This is organized fraud. Lucia files an amended counterclaim. RICO laws aren't just for mobsters. If someone's running a pattern of fraud through an organization, even an HOA federal racketeering charges can apply. Lucia, we go public. I agree. Mallory pitches the Tulsa Gazette. We organize a second community meeting. 22 families show up, double the first time. The VFW hall smells like stale coffee. Lucia explains in plain English. If we prove the foreclosure scheme was intentional, we might void those sales, get people their homes back. One elderly woman breaks down crying. I lost my house 2 years ago. Thought I was alone. I stand. You're not alone. None of us are. Late that night, a fake Facebook profile appears. Pinewood truth teller posting lies. Garrett Holland is a con man working with investors to displace families. Photoshop documents. My phone explodes. Travis traces the IP within an hour. Deidre's home network. Mallory writes a follow-up. HOA president behind fake social media smear. Facebook removes the account. Morning of the auction hearing, 7:15 a.m. I'm on my porch when Deidre's Lexus pulls up. She gets out. No makeup, hair messy. 2 board members flank her. She approaches. Garrett, please. I'll resign. We'll drop everything. Just don't buy the property. Her voice cracks. I set my coffee down. You should have thought about that before you turned 127 families into your ATM. 7:45 a.m. Courthouse steps. 2 men in suits approach. One's Trimble's son, lawyer. The other built like a bouncer. Mr. Holland, you sure about this? People who mess with wrong folks find business prospects drying up. I'm ex-military, unfazed. Are you threatening me on courthouse property in front of witnesses? Ruben's nearby, phone recording. They retreat. Auction begins. 8 a.m. sharp. Auctioneer reads legal description. Opening bid. $850,000. I raise my paddle. $875,000. Silence. No other bidders. Going once, twice. Deidre shouts from the crowd. This is illegal. Auctioneer. Ma'am, this is a public auction. Anyone can bid. Sold to bidder 7 for $875,000. Let me explain what I just bought. Pinewood Estates common areas. Clubhouse, pool, playground, entrance monuments, detention ponds, 22 acres. In 2019, when the developer went bankrupt, the HOA took out a loan to finish amenities. $1.2 million secured by common property. They missed the balloon payment. The bank foreclosed quietly. I needed $875,000. I had $200,000 liquid. I call my brother Caleb in Texas, commercial developer. I need a bridge loan for $100,000. Fast. Pause. That's the most Garrett thing I've ever heard. I'm in. Mallory's article drops in the Tulsa Gazette next day. HOA president accused of fraud as neighborhood faces foreclosure. Detailed devastating goes viral. I set up GoFundMe. Save Pinewood Estates. Stop HOA corruption. Goal: $250,000. Within 72 hours, $180,000. Donations flood in nationwide. Lucia connects me with a nonprofit attorney specializing in community land trusts. We draft the charter Pinewood Commons Trust. Mission: maintain common areas, enforce reasonable standards, no cosmetic tyranny, operate transparently. 7 elected board seats, 2-year terms, limits, open meetings streamed online. Community land trusts are legal structures where land is owned collectively and governed democratically. They prevent both HOA tyranny and gentrification. Auctions in 18 days. Financings lined up. Legal strategy set. Communities rallying. 2 days later, Detective Morrison from the DA's office calls. Mr. Holland, we've reviewed evidence your attorney submitted. We're issuing a warrant for Deidre Kensington's arrest. Felony embezzlement, fraud, perjury. Morrison. We'll find her. Meantime, beef up security. The next 48 hours are pure logistics. I've assembled a team. Lucia handles legal, Mallory runs media, Ruben monitors board reactions, Travis handles tech, Caleb wired $400,000. The legal strategy. Step 1, I won the auction, I own common property. Step 2, Lucia files motion proving HOA insolvency. Step 3, petition court to dissolve HOA. Step 4, I deed property to Pinewood Commons Trust for $1. We prepare for Deidre's sabotage. Travis scraped the HOA website, archived everything. Lucia subpoenaed bank statements before Deidre can move funds. I rent the VFW hall, host 3 town halls over the week. Attendance grows. 50 families first night, 82 second, 103 third. I explain what's next. HOA dissolves. Dues drop to 0 temporarily. New trust takes over. We vote on reasonable fees. Maybe $45 monthly. No more fines for garden gnomes. One woman stands. My husband and I almost lost our home over $1,800 in fines. You're giving us our lives back. Her voice breaks. We also run financial education. Foreclosure auctions. Most people don't know non-judicial foreclosures don't require lawsuits, just public notice. You can buy properties at courthouse steps with cashier's check. Night before the hearing, I'm in my workshop, lathe humming, letting hands move, brain settle. I text my kids, big day tomorrow. Wish me luck. Daughter replies, Dad, we're so proud. Ruben shows up with beer. Win or lose? I crack one. If we lose, I'll need stronger. He grins. Got tequila in the truck, brother. For PM, day before hearing, Lucia calls. Trimble just filed emergency injunction trying to delay dissolution. Emergency hearing at 6 p.m. Judge's chambers. Trimble shows up exhausted. His arguments incoherent. Cites Arizona case law that doesn't apply. Lucia dismantles him in 10 minutes. Your Honor, this is transparent stalling by defendants facing fraud charges. Judge Vickers, counsel, your injunction is denied. We're adjourned. That night, fake Facebook profile appears again. Garrett Holland is a con man working with California investors. Travis traces IP. Deidre's home network. Mallory writes article. Facebook removes account by morning. 7:15 a.m. Hearing day. I'm on my porch when Deidre's Lexus pulls up. She gets out, no makeup, hair messy. Garrett, please. I'll resign. Drop everything. Her hands tremble. You don't understand. If you do this, I lose everything. I look her in the eye. You should have thought about that before you turned 127 families into your ATM. She stands frozen, then drives away slowly. 7:45 a.m. Courthouse steps. Two men approach, position too close. You sure about this? Permits delayed. Clients disappearing. Are you threatening me on courthouse property? Ruben's nearby, phone recording. They retreat. Lucia's filing harassment complaint. Courtrooms packed. 60 homeowners in gallery, 3 TV crews, Mallory live tweeting. Our side. Lucia, nonprofit attorney, Caleb, Ruben, Travis, Mallory, 20 homeowners. HOA side. Empty table, 3 board members in back looking miserable. 9 a.m. Judge Vickers enters. Then doors burst open. Deidre walks in with a kid who can't be 28, new lawyer, black suit, oversized sunglasses indoors. Hearing begins. Lucia presents dissolution petition methodically. Point 1. HOA's insolvent. Owes $1.2 million. Assets 0 post-foreclosure. Point 2. Fraud documented via forensic audit. $240,000 stolen. Point 3. Common property now owned by Garrett Holland. Insolvency statute allows dissolution. Relief. Requested. Dissolve HOA. Appoint receiver. Approve homeowner ratification vote. Deidre's lawyer stands, hands shaking. Your Honor, my client denies allegations. This is vendetta by Mr. Holland. Judge Vickers. Counselor. Evidence refuting forensic audit? Attorney. We're preparing our own audit. Judge. You've had 7 days notice. Where is it? Attorney. It's forthcoming. Judge coldly. Sit down. Deidre stands abruptly. Your Honor, may I speak? Judge. Highly irregular. But proceed. Deidre, voice rising. This is a sham. Garrett orchestrated this from the beginning. Courts are rigged. Murmurs in gallery, gavel bangs. Deidre continues. I gave 3 years to that community. Worked 60-hour weeks. If I took compensation, I earned it. Side door opens. Detective Morrison enters with uniformed officer. He approaches the bench, hands Judge Vickers a document. She reads, looks at Deidre. Miss Kensington, there's an outstanding warrant for your arrest. Detective, proceed. Morrison's voice is calm, professional. Deidre Kensington, you're under arrest for felony embezzlement, fraud in the 2nd degree, and perjury. You have the right to remain silent. Deidre's face drains white. This is... You can't. I have rights. Morrison continues Miranda, unfazed. Officer steps forward with handcuffs. Garrett! Deidre screams, whipping toward me. You did this. You ruined my life. You'll all regret. Morrison takes her arm gently. Cuffs click shut. Officer guides her to side exit.
Door closes.
Muffled voice. This isn't over. Then silence. Judge Vickers adjusts her glasses. Well, that was instructive. Nervous laughs. She clears her throat. Having reviewed evidence, financial records, forensic audit, affidavits, this court finds Pinewood Estates HOA demonstrably insolvent and engaged in systematic fraud. She eyes the 3 board members in back. They shrink. Petition for dissolution is granted. I appoint Lucia Brennan as receiver. Homeowner ratification vote proceeds within 30 days. Mr. Holland's counterclaims for malicious prosecution and harassment are granted. Damages hearing scheduled separately. Gavel bangs. Adjourned. Courtroom erupts. Not chaos, celebration. Hugging, crying, clapping, cheering. 20 people shake my hand. Elderly woman who lost her house grabs my arm. You gave me hope again. Tears streaming. Lucia's grinning, already coordinating next steps. Reuben Bear hugs me. Brother, you took down a whole empire. Outside, reporters swarm. Mr. Holland, how does it feel? I choose words carefully. This isn't about winning. It's about 127 families getting their neighborhood back. Making sure no one else gets steamrolled by corrupt bureaucracy. What's next? We're forming a community land trust. Transparent, democratic, accountable. Homeowners control their destiny now. Message for others dealing with HOA abuse? I look into camera. Document everything. Find allies. You're not alone. Don't back down. Remember, bullies count on silence. Make noise. Over the next 2 weeks, things move fast. Detective Morrison's investigation expands. He subpoenas records from the 3 foreclosed properties. Discovers board members used HOA funds to finance their bids. 2 board members are arrested. The 3rd flips, becomes state's witness. Local news runs daily updates. The story goes national. CNN picks it up, then NPR. Lucia files motions to void the fraudulent foreclosure sales. Court agrees. 3 families get their homes back with clean titles. Deidre's LLC and co-conspirators forced to disgorge all profits. $240,000 split among victims. The elderly widow who lost her house gets her keys back, breaks down crying. I thought I'd die homeless. Mallory's documentary, YouTube version, 30 minutes, hits 2.3 million views in a week. Comments pour in. This happened to us in Phoenix. It sparks an HOA reform movement. 3 other Oklahoma neighborhoods use our template. State legislature introduces HOA Transparency Act. Requires audits, open meetings, caps late fees. 30 days post-hearing, homeowner ratification vote held at Clubhouse. Turnout, 119 of 127 homes. Vote to dissolve HOA and transfer to trust. 114 yes, 5 no. The 5 no's. Deidre's former inner circle. Dissolution finalized. HOA legally ceases to exist. We organize a town hall meeting at the Pinewood Estates Clubhouse. Saturday afternoon, 2 p.m., parking lots overflowing. 140 people. I take the podium. 3 months ago, I moved to this neighborhood, wanting peace. Instead, I got fines, threats, police called on me. But here's what I learned. When systems are broken, you don't fix them by asking nicely. You fix them by building something better. I click the projector. Under the previous board, you paid $385 a month. Where'd that money go? I advance slides. $18,000 to Deidre's LLC, $47,000 in legal fees fighting homeowners. $140,000 just missing. Here's what the Pinewood Commons Trust proposes. $45 a month. Covers pool maintenance, landscaping, insurance. No salaries for board members. Every dollar accounted for. Budget posted online monthly. Open meetings live-streamed. Any expenditure over $5,000 requires homeowner vote. Applause starts in back, then spreads. Standing ovation. That's an 88% reduction in dues. And you'll actually know where your money goes. But there's more. We're not just fixing finances. We're fixing the culture. No more fines for paint colors. No more citations for kids' toys. No more threatening letters. If something's actually dangerous, we address it like neighbors, not like cops. An older man stands. What about the families who lost homes? Lucia steps up. 3 families have already received their properties with clear titles. Deidre's LLC was forced to return them plus damages. 2 more families in final paperwork stages. By end of month, everyone she stole from will be made whole. The room explodes. Travis takes the mic. We've also set up the Pinewood Opportunity Fund using the $75,000 in damages the court awarded Garrett, who donated it entirely. We're funding 2 $5,000 a year scholarships for neighborhood kids. First awards go out next month. Parents wipe tears. Mallory steps up. We're not keeping this local. The documentary's been viewed over 2 million times. We've been contacted by 43 HOAs nationwide. We're creating a resource hub, legal templates, organizing guides, everything we learned, available free online. I close with this. For months ago, Deidre Kensington told me I didn't belong here. She was wrong. We all belong here. And now, finally, this neighborhood belongs to us. The room erupts. Roaring, foot-stomping, whistle-blowing celebration. Through the windows, I can see kids playing outside on playground equipment. Afterwards, we don't rush out. People stay for hours. Someone brings a grill, someone else brings drinks. Turns into an impromptu block party. The clubhouse that used to symbolize oppression now hosts the freest gathering this neighborhood's ever seen. 30 days after the town hall, Pinewood Commons Trust is fully operational. First board meeting happens on Wednesday evening, live-streamed. 120 people tune in. New board's first action. Set dues at $45 monthly, 88% reduction. Second action. Repeal every cosmetic rule. Paint your house purple if you want. Live your life. Community garden breaks ground 2 weeks later. 2 acres on trust land. Open to all residents. 20 families sign up first day. By summer, it's producing tomatoes, peppers, squash, herbs. Surplus goes to Tulsa Food Bank. 300 pounds first season. An elderly veteran plants a memorial rose garden. Kids help water it after school. The Pinewood Opportunity Fund awards its first scholarships in May. 2 recipients. A girl heading to nursing school whose family almost lost their home, and a boy who wants to study engineering. I attend the ceremony, try not to cry, fail. Deidre pleads guilty in July to avoid trial. Sentencing in August. 3-year state prison. $240,000 in restitution. 5 years probation after release. Real estate license permanently revoked. Her house in Pinewood sells at foreclosure auction for 60% of what she paid. Buyers are a young couple with a toddler, thrilled to join a neighborhood without an HOA. Oklahoma legislature passes the HOA Transparency Act in November. Bipartisan support, signed by governor. Requires annual audits, open meetings, caps late fees at $50. Mandates proper notice for boundary changes. It's nicknamed Garrett's Law. 3 more Oklahoma neighborhoods dissolve corrupt HOAs using our template, then 2 in Texas, 1 in Arizona. My workshop's finally finished. I'm teaching weekend metalwork classes for neighborhood kids and adults. 12 students so far. We're building a pergola for the community garden next month. My son visited over Christmas. We built a bookshelf together. My daughter came for Thanksgiving. Dad, you found your purpose after the Army. The legal defense fund I seeded with $25,000 from court award has grown to $70,000 through donations. We've helped 4 families in other states fight HOA abuse. 1 woman in Phoenix. Her HOA tried to foreclose over $400 in dues. We connected her with a lawyer. She won, keeps her home. Ruben and I still drink beer on my porch most evenings. We watch neighborhood kids play, watch neighbors actually talk to each other now, watch the community heal. You ever regret it? He asks one night. All the stress, legal bills, threats? I think about it. Not for a second. Spring arrives. The 150-year-old oak in my front yard blooms. Its branches sway gently, peacefully. I'm sitting under it one Saturday when a car pulls up. Young couple, maybe late 20s. Are you Garrett Holland? The woman asks. I stand. That's me. We just bought a house 3 blocks over. Our realtor said you're the reason this neighborhood doesn't have an HOA anymore. We wanted to say thank you. We were priced out everywhere else because of HOA fees. I shake their hands. Welcome to Pinewood. You're going to love it here. And as they drive off smiling, I realize this is what victory actually looks like. Not a courtroom drama or a villain in handcuffs. Real victory is people living free from fear. Kids playing without citations. Neighbors trusting each other. Systems serving people instead of crushing them. I came here to build a workshop and live in peace. I got both eventually, but I also got something better. A community worth fighting for. So here's my question for you. Got an HOA nightmare story? Drop it in the comments. You're not alone. Maybe together we can shine a light on the next Deidre before she destroys another neighborhood.